Okay. It is crypto faceless. I remain faceless. I remain nameless. Back at it again, guys. Your favorite crypto vlog. Give me a like on the way in. If you haven't subscribed, go ahead hit the subscribe button. We got new narratives, new coins, new gems, updates on all your favorite coins on the daily. I haven't been able to upload on the daily. Actually, the past few days I've been busy. I've been traveling. But now I'm back at the home base, back poolside as usual. And today I got a little update on TitanX. So let's get straight into it. But before we do that, let's get to the wider market. All right, we got BTC sitting at 42,000. Um, like I said, 36,000. What did I say? No, I said 37,000 was going to be a little support area for us. We dumped into 30Ks. We hit 37,000 and we went up from there, right? So we're back in the 40s. We've been sitting in the 40, 41,000, 42,000, 40. I think we even got up to 43,000 over the past few days. Um, and pretty much the alpha for right now, guys, is buy time, right? It's buy time right now. I've been loading up my bags, not right now. The past few weeks, I always tell you guys the red days are for buying in the bull market. I've been loading up on all of the projects that I feel are the ones that I want, right? The ones I've been mentioning on the channel. Those are the projects that I've been building, loading up my bags on. And I'm going to continue to do that because right now we're in a part of the market that is, how can I say it? It's like this is bottom the bottom prices. Like this is the lowest prices you're gonna see for the next year, in my opinion, right? In my opinion, the lowest prices that we're gonna see for the next year is right now. You've got like a month and a half to get these bottom prices because it's the halving year, guys. The halving year means up only. We're gonna see prices become ridiculous over the next year and a half, maybe even 2 years. And yeah, 2024 is going to be crazy. 2025 is going to be crazy. And you're not going to see these prices again, right? So you like really got to, think about getting the bags that you want and loading up on the things that you want. You got a month and a half, this pre-halving time period where that's the bottom, right? And you might be thinking, okay, crypto face, I don't have any more money. I'm already in all the coins that I want. I don't have any more dry powder. That's cool. I would say get into airdrops, right? It's also airdrop season. Right now is the time period where we are pre-having. There are a lot of new projects that coming out, blockchains, dApps, and yeah, and they're going to be giving airdrops, right? So this is the time period where you want to really play with as many protocols as you can, so you can get those airdrops. You know what I mean? So you go on websites like airdrops.io and other sites that show you, all the different airdrops. But yeah, so if you don't have any more dry powder to put into, the bags that you want, I would say go hard with the airdrops right now because later on it's going to be a thing where post halving is when they start to drop those airdrops and people start to be able to claim airdrops for just being a part of an ecosystem, right? Just using a dex, for example, swapping, bridging asset, just playing around. You can play with $5, $10, and just play with that on different dApps. And but if you do that, let me just be clear: you need to use your own, like a new wallet. Don't use your main wallet that has all your crypto on it. Like don't do that, right? Because there could be just crypto, right? There could be scams out there. There are scams out there, and you don't want to connect your wallet to some scam or end up stealing your money. So make a new wallet, make sure it's brand new, fresh, and then make that your airdrop wallet. Play around with different things, get involved. And, these airdrops can be very lucrative. You can get, like, last bull market, people claimed thousands and thousands of dollars in free airdrops, right? So let's get into TitanX. All right, TitanX, we have updates. There was a live stream. Jake did a live stream with crypto. What's his name? Smooth and Crypto. Shout out to him. It's about an hour. If you want to check it out, you can go check it out. I'm going to basically touch on a few things that I felt were a little bit important. The thing is this. Jake said Hyper is coming, bro. He said Hyper is coming very soon. He dropped a lot of updates, as far as the ecosystem, the TitanX ecosystem, DragonX, Hyper, and a lot more, right? And of course, he started off with DragonX naturally because DragonX is the only TitanX project that's live right now. What else? He said that you know what did he say? He said that Dragon X is like Pulse X, PLSX. If you know anything about Pulse Chain, then you know that Pulse X is the main DEX for Pulse Chain. It's where all the swapping, the buying, all the activity happens on Pulse X, right? And the main feature of Pulse X is actually the buy and burn, right? The buy and burn buys up a lot of Pulse X and then burns it every time somebody transacts on Pulse X, right? So he's saying that basically Dragon X is like PulseX. It's a huge, big buy and burn. He even said that basically Dragon X is the Titan X buy and burn version 3, right? So you know what Titan X has version 1 buy and burn, and then there was buy and burn version 2, and then he's saying that basically Dragon X is basically you can consider it buy and burn version 3 for Titan X, right? Because the way Dragon X works is you have to use your Titan X, and then it puts into a pool, stakes it. The ether rewards go to buying up Titan X and then staking it max term, right? So it's like a buy and burn, right? And we've got like 16 other projects that are building right now on Titan X, which is crazy bullish, by the way. We've got 16 other projects, right? Imagine all of them are doing buy and burns. Imagine all of them doing buy and burns. That means we would have technically 16 buy and burns. Right? So it's crazy. It's crazy when you actually think about it. So Jack is really bullish on Dragon X, right? Or not Jack, sorry, Jake. Jake is really bullish on Dragon X. Um, you know, what did he say? He said if Titan X does a 10x, then Dragon X theoretically should do a 10x as well, whether or not anyone even buys it, right? It's not even considering the buy and burn and different factors like the bull market, euphoria, people buying up a coin. They might buy up Dragon X just because they see the price going up. So, like technically speaking, when it comes to Dragon X, because it's a derivative of Titan X, by default it should go up the same, but it could even go up a lot more, right? Technically, it's supposed to go up a lot more, right? So all these plays on Titan X are is leverage on Titan X, right? So leverage play on Titan X. So yeah, Jake is really bullish on Dragon X as well. He's calling it, buy and burn version 3. He's saying that it should go up just as much as Titan X, but according to the tokenomics, really it should go up a lot more. Of course, this is not financial advice, okay? He talked about Hyper. He said Hyper is close, guys. Hyper is close. That's the main thing, for the guys. You guys know how I feel about the Founders Project. I feel like the thing that pushes up the coin the most is the Founders Project. People are going to attach to that or jump on that more than any other project in the ecosystem. And I saw that when it came to Zen. There's a lot of different Zen projects, but the one that everybody's pretty much waiting for is X1, which is the Founders Project, right? So I feel like it's the same thing when it comes to Titan X, really. But of course, anything could happen. But he said that Hyper is really close. He said Hyper is coming before the halving, so we got a time frame. And I told you guys that anyway. From the tweet, he posted that little chart that showed 90 days, the 90-day chart. And he said, from this chart, what do you think is going to be the release date for Titan X? So obviously that meant within 90 days, within a 3-month period. So he just said that it's coming before the halving. He said it in the live stream. It's coming before the halving, guys. So that could be next month. It could be the month after that. But we pretty much got the time frame that we were waiting on, and which is the best time frame anyway, guys. Think about it. And he mentioned this as well. It's coming out at the halving. Like, why? It's the most opportune time to come out with a product at the halving. Saying pretty much the same thing that I was telling you guys in my previous video, guys. Like, you got to think. The project is not dead, guys. the bull run starts at the halving. Everything we experienced up until now is preseason. These are extra gains, right? This is your gains for being early, all right? So what else? He said Hyper is a way better version of Titan X, but built on top of Titan X. It's so bullish. So Hyper is meant to be a way better version of Titan X, but built on top of Titan X, so it's going to help Titan X, right? And he also did say don't fade the other Titan X projects. Like, I'm big on the Founders projects, but he was saying basically don't fade the other projects because everything is gonna go up with Hyper, right? So like what did he say? He said He said, "Don't fade the TitanX. Don't fade the TitanX community projects. If Hyper pushes up the price of TitanX, it drags all the other projects up by default. It's gonna drag all the other projects up by default, guys. Okay, because everything's connected to TitanX. The way when you build on TitanX, you're building um, your project around a TitanX pool, right? Number one, for example, like Jake already said, like if you're gonna build on TitanX, your main liquidity pool needs to be TitanX and your coin, right? That's gonna help the price of TitanX. Also, not to mention, these projects are basically using TitanX as a means to get into their projects, right? So you got to buy TitanX first, use it, and then you can get involved in these different TitanX projects. So it's all gonna push up the price of TitanX, and Hyper is gonna push up the price of all these other projects as well. Um, he talked about the reason why he delayed Hyper. Because a lot of people thought, Titan X will come out and then Hyper will come straight out after. Well, he actually mentioned that he wanted to give these other projects time to gain traction, gain a community, and take off first, and then I'm saying he will come out with Hyper, and it makes sense. He also mentioned that it's good to have something to look forward to have something on the horizon, like you're waiting for something on the horizon, which is really smart. It goes to show that Jake is not only smart when it comes to tech, tokenomics and game theory and all that stuff, but he's also smart when it comes to what makes a coin go up, right? And a lot of what makes a coin goes up is like anticipation, hype, right? If we look at the price of BTC from 20K all the way to 49K just recently with the ETF news, all of that was in anticipation for the ETF, right? And the thing is this, like when you have that anticipation, the price goes up. People need they need something to be looking forward to, right? That's always good for price appreciation. So you want to have that consistently for any project, right? And then when that thing happens, is usually a little dump, buy the room, sell the new type of thing. And then you have the next event. What's the next thing coming? What's the next project coming out? What's this one? Right? So it's good to have something on the horizon, which is TitanX, which is Hyper. Sorry, Hyper is on the horizon, along with the other 16 projects that are being built right now. Like it's not just one project. It's not just Hyper. You got Shogun, which is Jake's other project, which is he mentioned will come out eventually. That's where you could actually where you could actually burn your stake TitanX for Shogun. But then you got all the other like 16 other projects being built by the community, right? And he actually mentioned like, what did he say? He said like, if we've got 16 projects right now being built on TitanX, what happens when we 10x the user base? Right? We could be at 160 TitanX projects being built. Like, let that sink in. Like 160 TitanX projects being built, all of them buying and burning TitanX. Think about that. Think about what, like when I say 10,000x, people say, "How can you say 10,000x?" I hear some of the guys in the comments. Some people really hate when I say 10,000x. But think about it. If we got 100 or over 100 projects coming out, all burning, all buying and burning TitanX on the market, think about what that's gonna do to the price. Think about what that's gonna do to the price, guys. I'm gonna end it with that, man. We got 16 projects right now. We could 10x the user base by the end of the bull run, talking 2025, right? We just started 2024. Think about what that's gonna do to the price. Think about all the people that are gonna start building on TitanX, buying and burning TitanX. Bruh, it's gonna be crazy. That's how you get your 10,000x, right? And of course, you take profits before then. I'm not saying wait for 10,000x and don't take any profits until you get 10,000x. I'm not saying that, guys. Don't be dumb. Take your profits along the way. I'm actually going to mention that I need to make another alpha series for you guys. If you haven't watched my first alpha series, episode 1, go ahead, check that on the channel. And if you haven't subscribed, what are you doing? It's free alpha, but some of you guys are watching and not subscribing, guys. Make sure you subscribe. It's Crypto Faceless. I remain faceless. I remain nameless. I'm out.